13 podcast. I'm Jacob.
I'm Jackson.
I'm Tommy.
And today we are joined by our dads.
Woo! There they are.
I'm Tom.
I'm Sean.
Welcome everybody to the 13 podcast. To all you Regs, welcome back to the podcast. To all you Shinies, welcome to the podcast. This is the podcast. Before we start, be sure that you are in the Discord. Link is in the description below. Amazing Discord. Make sure that you're in it. Also, at 500 subscribers, we will be giving away your choice of
the Walgreens exclusive 212th Battalion Black Series figure.
or this Bad Batch Rex figure.
The Bad Batch Rex figure. Wow.
So at 500 subs, you get your choice of either one of those figs. And for our patrons, at the beginning of next month, we will be giving away this Ahsoka figure. So for those that are in the Gungan Boss tier on the on the Patreon, you can win this figure. Wow!
Mason jar not included.
Mason jar not included.
Sorry.
But yeah, so everybody, again, for anybody listening and not watching the podcast right now, this is like our little Father's Day special. So to all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day. And these are our dads. So the fine gentleman sitting next to me, this is my father. We have the same name.
Greetings.
And this is me and his dad.
So
He's ours.
So we've mentioned it many times on the podcast that it is our dads that got us into Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a couple questions for you guys. So we're gonna put you in the hot seat right out the gate. So first question, then you guys can like do rock paper scissors or whatever to figure out who's gonna answer first. But first question is, how did you get into Star Wars, and how did you create the addiction that is your three sons? Well.
Yeah, we know what you mean. Well, the reason I like Star Trek, I mean, I was watching the original series with my dad, So Star Wars has always been a thing for me ever since I was a kid. Back in the Disney, in the neighborhood, all the kids in the neighborhood would get together, share our toys and play together. And then I had a few of my own that I got to play with. I can specifically recall hours and hours of playing in the snow with my snow speeder. I did at some point see A New Hope before it was A New Hope. And then, but what I mostly remember for me is Empire Strikes Back. Got to see that one in the theater. And I remember just hours playing in the snow with my snow speeder, hitting the little button to make the electric lights come on and the sounds and flying that thing around. And then, of course, Return of the Jedi. Star Wars just is always a thing for me and my friend group in the neighborhood back in the day when kids used to all just be outside playing together. And then I did read some Star Wars novels during the dark times when there wasn't much of anything going on. I went into the Marines for 4 years. I got home. And when I got home at the end of 96 was around the time there were rumors and rumblings of a prequel trilogy. And then there was the special edition release. And so at this time, probably around 97, I was dating my now wife, Tommy's mom, and I remember she came over to my apartment one day, and she came into my room, and she said, "What is that?" Well, that was an AT-AT standing on my footlocker that I had just bought from Toys R Us. At the time, was $100. But when I was a kid, that was one of the ones that I just never had. I had a couple of friends, two brothers. Their dad bought them everything, and I got to like oogle over some of the cool stuff they had, but I never had my own AT-AT. And I remember being in Toys R Us around 97-ish and seeing that sucker on the shelf, and I had to do it. I bought it. I brought it home. I put it on my footlocker. It was the only thing that I bought, and that was the beginning of the disease called collecting that I got trapped into for a number of years. Real quick to wrap all that up. So I collected actively all through the prequel trilogy.
Very active.
Yeah, two of everything. One to rock and one to stock. So I opened up. I would have one open on shelves, and then I'd have one in the package. But I ended up putting the vast majority, almost everything of my collection on consignment at a local collector's shop because my interest had changed from collecting action figures to becoming an action figure. So I started building. My first costumes actually were Jedi robes. I went through about 6 revisions of those to get them just right. But that was about 99. That was when Phantom Menace came out. And then I started getting into armor, and I needed the funds to be able to put into the armor builds. So I sold off probably 7/8 of my collection and folded that money into costuming. And I've been doing that here and there a couple times a year now since that time. So a lot of rambling, a lot of talking, a lot of history. Hope I didn't bore you all, but that's my Star Wars story.
Nice.
Okay.
Awesome.
What about you?
Well, I'm an old man, so that's the first movie I can actually remember seeing in the theaters is The New Hope, or A New Hope. And I was hooked from the get-go. I was like 6 years old, and like the day
So
came
you've
home.
been in this fight since you were 6 years old?
Exactly.
Okay.
Like I can remember the day I came home, I like pulled the broom off my mom's broom because it had a red handle, and I made
You're the original broom boy?
I made a masking tape handle for a hilt. And then that first Christmas, I got a few of the Star Wars figures for Christmas, and that just cinched it. And I was into it hard. As a little kid, I collected up through Jedi. Then you start chasing girls instead of action figures, and I go off to college, and I sold everything for book money. So that was kind of the end of the collecting for a while then. But it was still my favorite movie series of all time. And then when these guys came along, to see them get hooked on the prequels and especially the Clone Wars, I like totally relived my addiction all over again through that. So most people my age are like hardcore OTs and like they don't want to do the prequels, but I like them just as much as the OT just because of them and growing up with them and watching that get hooked on that.
Mm-hmm.
Then during COVID, or just before COVID, I didn't realize how good the figures had gotten, and I bought one. I was like, that Pilot Luke looks pretty freaking cool, and then
Black Series?
yeah,
Okay.
and it just snowballed after that.
It's like, we'll just get the one or two that we like.
And then all this happened.
Yeah.
All of what? What are you thinking?
But funny story though, our sons went to high school together, and Tommy's a year older than Jackson. And when you're in 8th grade and going into high school, you get to shadow or mentor. And
I forgot about this.
Oh, I forgot about this.
one of the
too.
administrators goes, "Oh, I've got the perfect kid for your son to shadow with. He's a huge Star Wars fan." He's like, "He's got to go with Tommy." And he's like, "In fact, his dad," and he just kind of hesitates for a minute. He's like, "In fact, you and his dad will probably be best friends." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then years later, here we are.
And now here we all are, stuck in the same table.
Wow.
But that's awesome.
No, I do have a question. Was your poisoning of us with Star Wars intentional, or did you just kind of like, did you forcibly do it on us? Like, I hope they grow up to be Star Wars fans, or were you just kind of like, I'll just show them it because I like it?
Well, there was a little both mixed in there. Please like it, please like it, please like it. I can collect again.
That's fair. That's fair.
I feel like that's definitely how I'm gonna be with my kids. I'm gonna be like, please like it, please like it, please like it.
What about you?
I don't know. There wouldn't be a piece of me that wouldn't have wanted you
Right.
to love Star Wars. But I think it was probably a mix of just me being always interested in it,
Right.
the stuff always being around,
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, you could have easily just hated it and resented it and thought,
This is
know.
dumb.
yeah,
This is stupid.
yeah.
I like Star Trek.
I have a question actually. As
All right,
well.
let's hear it,
This
Jackson.
is-
Let's hear it.
So obviously, favorite characters is a subject that we like to touch on a lot for Have a Chat guests, and I know that can fluctuate obviously with time. But when you were a kid, who was your like absolute favorite character?
Ooh,
For
that's a
whoever
good
wants
one.
to take that first.
When I was a little kid,
Yes, because we know it now, but who was it when you were a kid? Though?
I know my dad's is Wyoslia from A New Hope.
Oh man, hot fire! Woo! Man, I'm getting flush already. All them eyeballs and big melon head. Stop!
God help us.
She can sell a speeder, boy.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Speechless.
What was your original then?
I guess Luke, because I was like
Yeah?
5 or 6 when I got hooked. So
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey, the
just
power
go out?
has gone out on the set. So this is what we're gonna do.
Here, we can stop it right
We'll
here.
stop the recording.
Stop
We will
the
be right
audio.
back.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
And we're back.
Whoa!
Sorry about that. The power went out.
Holy cow.
So
For hours.
So now it's a day and a half later.
yeah.
Yes.
On actual.
Father's Day.
It's actually
Father's
Father's
Day.
Day now. So
Yes. Happy Father's Day.
Don't mind the don't mind the wardrobe change.
some of us had a wardrobe change.
Huh?
But yeah, so we're back and we were talking about Star Wars
Really?
and Star Wars podcast and we had just figured out that the reason the power went out was because Wyoslia was so flattered about the nice things we had to say about
Yeah,
her.
she burnt the house down.
So, but yes. So everybody, I think that does anybody have any questions for either of the fathers in the room?
I had one more then.
Yeah, let's hear
Sorry.
it. Let's hear it.
Okay, so then going off of my last question, like of who was your favorite Star Wars character when you were a kid, who would you say is your all-time favorite Star Wars character now? Obviously, going from that when you first watched Star Wars to having everything that we have in the series now.
You want to take that one?
oh,
It's a hard one.
I know mine. Mine is yeah.
That's just.
I'm looking at him.
That's just so hard.
I mean, yeah.
That's just so hard.
You
It's
could have
like
a couple.
each era just has so many huge moments.
Pick
like
one.
gosh.
You can say Babu Frick. It's okay.
That's actually fair.
It's gonna be a Mando now, so.
I'm gonna say Obi-Wan and Kanan.
Okay.
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 I'm gonna take 2.
Let me
I
get
like
a
it.
make pick too.
Mine is unquestionably Mace Windu.
Okay.
Yeah, and let
That's
me
good.
expound
You can.
a bit if I can. The reason is because, first of all, a side note, played by Sam Jackson. Okay,
Yeah.
an all-time favorite for me. But Mace Windu as the character, that man put aside all concerns for personal safety. He knew the justice that needed to be brought, and he put himself on the front line with some dudes with him that got cut down
Like this.
extraordinarily quickly. But anyway,
Yeah.
he knew what was wrong. He knew what had to be done, and without hesitation, he put himself in personal danger and ended up dying for justice. So for me,
Oh, he ain't dead.
well,
he did.
allegedly,
Oh, he did.
allegedly
He did.
he died.
He's
I
dead.
can't wait.
But yeah, I have always, ever since you mentioned the other day about being we're like OT generation, but
Yeah.
having an appreciation for the prequels.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with you. There are so many things that I love about the prequels, and one of the main things is the character of Mace Windu for those reasons previously stated. So that's my man right there.
Did you see that interview or that post he made where he's like, I've been practicing left-handed?
No, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
He was holding lightsaber. He's like, I've been practicing left-handed.
I'd love to see it.
He's like,
Well,
pick up the phone.
I mean, can't he just go to the mod shop?
I know.
Probably at this point.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
So I have another question.
Okay, let's hear it.
So both of y'all grew up with OT and then had to grow up with us in the prequels. I want to hear your thoughts on the sequels because I know your thoughts, but I don't know how you feel about them.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay. Well, do you want to just like maybe encapsulate?
Sure. I thought they did a really good job with The Force Awakens. I was really excited to see Star Wars back in the theaters again and a whole new era. I really liked Force Awakens. I am not a fan at all of The Last Jedi. I think it's a toxic nuclear heap.
What are we looking
but,
at? What do you
and
see?
I think the last movie, I think they did a good job trying to recover from it. I said he worked with what he had to work with. I said that was the best he could do with what he had to work with. But truth be told, I like all Star Wars content. And if you change like 2 major factors out of Last Jedi, I would like it a ton more. I'd like it a ton more. I don't like what they did with Luke. They could have done some of that, but I think they totally altered his character, not just the character, his personal character, too far. But other than that, I can still watch it. I've watched it 10 times. Every time I watch it, I like it a little bit more. But I really did like the first one a lot, and I thought they did a good job just trying to recover in the last one, and they did the best they could with what they had. There's a lot of really cool stuff in Skywalker.
I'm 100% on board with that. The hype was real for The Force Awakens. I remember Black Friday when the trailer dropped. I was in Target, as a matter of fact, with my wife, and we're doing some shopping, and that trailer came out, and I couldn't stop watching it. I was so excited, and I think again, I agree. Just to reiterate, I think that that was well done. It set up a lot of good premises, great introduction to new characters. Things were good, looking bright for the future. Anyhow, but I also don't hate any Star Wars content. I mean, there are things that I'm less likely to revisit.
Yeah.
So I'll watch even books, even novels. They're like The Last Jedi. I have watched several times. I don't hate it. I agree about the Luke comments that I think they just went a little too far.
Yeah.
The idea is great. I love the premise of recovering from your failures. But the rise of Skywalker, I've tried. God knows I have given it a chance. I've come back. I've given it another chance. I've listened to Tommy's comments that make me want to say, hey, I'm going to try to switch my paradigm a bit and watch this movie from a different perspective, if possible. It's very difficult watch for me. I keep getting pulled out of the story. When I'm digesting Star Wars content, I want to be in it, and I don't even want to know that the real world exists. I'm just in it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, well, for many reasons that I won't list, but that movie pulls me out of the story.
Yeah.
And that's why it's the least rewatchable for me.
I liked it.
Oh well,
That's fun.
and you're wrong. But I mean, I can't think of any other questions I have for you guys yet.
That's all that I.
That's all I really got right now.
About on the cranium. I thought those were good though.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a question for you. How many times did you want to shoot yourself while rewatching Resistance? Like 2 or 3 times.
Dude, I watched that whole series.
Did you make it through?
Twice.
Wow.
Twice.
Get that
Honestly,
man,
bravo, because I can only get through it once.
Because the first time through, I was like, okay, was that as bad as I thought it was? Or I'll have to watch it again. But it's meant for like
8-year-olds.
elementary school kids, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, if you don't want to strangle his sidekick by the end of episode 1, it's
Niku?
Yeah. It gets a little-
Actually, I don't think Niku bothered me as much as Kaz did. The number of times that Kaz would just fall on nothing And like it would happen like there was one episode in particular where it happened like 5 times in the same episode, and I literally was like, "Oh my god!" By the end of the episode.
We should
It's a little kid show.
We should do a lovely 1313 Patreon special that when we watch Resistance, every time you cringe or want to turn the show off, you take a shot, and we see how trashed we get by the end of 2 episodes.
We should do, if there's another content drought, we should do a week by week watch through of so many episodes of Resistance. But we have to make sure Jackson is here for that because he needs to suffer with us. Yeah.
No,
You do that when I'm gone.
We're gonna fill them in on what they've missed.
Jackson's gonna come back. The channel's gonna have 3 subscribers.
We're like, what did you do with all of them?
Disarray, bro.
Resistance.
All right.
But yeah, so okay, guys. So let's talk about some Star Wars, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk
Want
about
to hit off with your would you rather?
So our would you rather for the day is would you rather, and this came from my father came up with this one.
Oh.
Would you rather sleep inside a tauntaun or eat a suga?
A whole suga.
A whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hair included or no?
No, you don't have to have the hair.
Okay.
Just the inside Cadbury.
I'm crawling in the carcass, baby.
Falling in a carcass?
I thought they smelled bad.
On the outside.
I've got many a deer. If it's keeping me warm, I'm good.
Yeah, there you go.
You're telling me you wouldn't at least give the suit a lick? You're trying to go to that suit, bro.
I am suga curious.
You're trying to go
I'd
crazy.
like to know.
I'm suga curious.
Kind of looks like a Cadbury egg.
Yeah, it does. It really
I'm trying to go
does.
mad on that.
Okay. If you've ever eaten a raw egg before,
It's not
I
good.
feel like it's just gonna taste like a raw egg. But
Never
it's
had
gooey though, you know.
I don't
So
like
I don't know.
raw
I don't know if I like the texture. I might
Jawas
take
are disgusting creatures. They probably like disgusting
hairy little
stuff.
things, aren't they? Yeah. So yeah, I'd probably take the tauntaun actually.
Yeah, I'm taking the tauntaun because at least you could get used to the smell after like an hour, maybe.
At least you can do this. You know, cover
Hot,
your nose.
hot shower after is necessary.
Yeah.
I'm taking the suga all the way. I'm just saying y'all might be
The
missing
whole
out.
Have you
More for
have you
me.
ever eaten a raw egg?
No.
Go do it, and then we'll see if you change your answer.
I bet you would have a worse
like
reaction.
cheese.
If it
Yeah.
well, the suga tasted like cheddar cheese, Jackson would be like, "No, bro, I can't do it."
Wait.
You know, maybe all the Jawas were human until they ate a suga, and then they become Jawas after that.
I don't know,
Wendigo
man.
effect.
It's the Wendigo effect.
You eat one suga, turn into a Jawa. That's it.
Now,
Anyway,
But
so, I thought it would be funny to post another "Would you rather."
Okay,
and
do it,
for
do it.
them. Who do you think would win in a fight? What was it that the question that ticks you off?
oh my
to
god.
no end?
Okay. Who would win in a fight? 100 loaf cats or 1 Gundar?
Yeah, who would win? Who y'all taking?
Oh, I already told you the loaf cats. For sure.
Oh my
That's all the
god.
way.
let's go.
There's no
Gang.
way.
Loaf
There's no
cat
way.
gang.
It's a
So
No, non-biased.
it's
Non-biased.
one Gundark against 100 Loaf Cats.
Yes.
Don't do me like this.
I would have to go Gundark.
No!
Okay, thank God.
I would have to go Gundark.
Thank you.
The biggest plot twist of the century.
The biggest L of the century.
L opinion. All right. So, Kenobi episode 5 came out.
Kenobi part 5. Here we
one
are.
Absolute banger
Super hot fire.
of an episode. What did everybody think?
Well, I'm gonna just get my thoughts out of the way right out the gate. Would you want to just go down the line?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think that this episode was, after watching it 4 times, I'd say I still like the 3rd episode just a hair more than this one.
Okay.
But this one is definitely my 2nd favorite episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the execution was perfect. I think that all the elements of the story, and obviously as we go into it, we'll talk about all the surprises and twists. But I think all the elements that went into the episode were perfect. And they were executed well, and it was some damn good Star Wars. That's all I gotta say. So,
Me likey, but it didn't. I guess I wasn't as affected by the fire as much as everyone else. I'll just say in general, the whole Darth Vader is being handled masterfully in every episode, every piece of dialogue. Every
every thing that he does in the show is just perfect. There were a couple, just the episode was great. I loved it, but there were a couple pieces of writing / acting / directing that I mentioned just a minute ago about getting pulled out of the show, of the content. There were a couple pieces where I was a little bit pulled out of it just for a couple seconds. It didn't ruin the whole show for me or the episode, but there were just a couple little spots where little bit cringe, as they say these days.
I know, I really liked a lot. Like you said, like 3 and 5 are by far just off the charts. In 3, that scene with him just ruthlessly dragging him through the fire, I was like, oh, okay, this is where we're going.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that was like shell shock for everybody, you know. But just that banter and discussion as they're like training between Anakin and Obi-Wan, that's what everybody really wanted to see bad, you know. They could just talk about what they're having for lunch and I'd still be entertained. You know? That was so cool to see them together again, you know. Yeah, I thought it was a great episode.
Yeah. It's hands down one of my favorites. I'm also going to agree on the fact that I think 3 is a little bit better just because I Am What You Made Me is such a hard-hitting bar. None harder than Star Wars, in my opinion. But no, I absolutely loved seeing Hayden back as Anakin. It made me really, really, really happy just because those are the films I grew up on. And to be honest with how everybody treated Hayden, I never thought we were going to get him back in anything. Especially seeing him in the Anakin uniform. I was like, okay, maybe he'll do some stuff with Darth Vader because that's progression. I don't think he's going to touch Anakin again. But the fact that he did just made me super happy. Super reminiscent of childhood stuff. So I was super happy with this episode.
Yeah. Show just keeps getting better and better every week, in my opinion. Absolutely love this. This is the first episode where I felt emotionally attached to characters and stuff as well, and that's something we can go into as well. There was one really big moment that pulled me away out of the episode entirely, and I can talk about that as well when we get to it.
Hater.
But loved it.
Boo!
It wasn't a big thing too. It was just a small detail that just made me go, huh?
Well, let's just might as well talk about it now since we're not going to start the discussion.
Okay.
Do it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that took me out of it was during the holographic transmission that Obi-Wan has for the first time with Bail Organa, where he's like, "Hey, if I don't hear back from you soon, I'm going to go to Tatooine," and then he says, "I'll be praying for you." That really took me out because that's the first time we have ever heard that ever mentioned in Star Wars. Pray to what? We realize that the Force is a religion and some people do worship like that on different planets. Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, the people on the planet Anakin and Obi go to worship the Force. Other alien races in the Clone Wars that we've seen believe in some sort of higher power, which ends up being the Force. But to pray to what, though? That's really what got me out. And I was like, is that something that already happens in Star Wars? I kind of like to see that developed maybe. But that was the one part of real life stuff that connected me. How in the episode with the mole guy, how he was talking about his just banter about people loving the Empire was real life commentary that took me out for a second. But
I thought you were going to mention the fact that that hologram shot isn't tracked at all. It's literally, they took the hologram of Bail, they stuck it on the screen. If you look closely, it doesn't stay over the projector. It goes over the projector the whole time.
Oh.
My issue is the dialogue. It's wait a minute, dude. This is the biggest kept secret in the entire galaxy.
Hey, buddy,
and you're just
Obi-Wan.
going to hey, let me just tell you some highly confidential, potentially dangerous for all of society information.
That's my favorite meme I've seen online. Is the, hey, buddy, Obi-Wan, me, totally accurate, super real senator of the Imperial Senate here. My long friend, buddy, Obi-Wan, I'm going to Lars to go see that little boy, that little secret boy that nobody's supposed to know about. It's Darth Vader's son, Luke Skywalker, Anakin's son. Very secret. Yeah, I'm going to the Lars homestead. Here are the coordinates. I'm just going there.
Yeah.
Thinking his head, I'm going there to check on him. Talk to you later.
Right. Or the you-know-who, wink, wink.
So.
But yeah, so I think that my first moment where I was like, oh, we're about to see some stuff go down this episode was the second there's a content warning right when the episode opened, and I went, oh, I was like, okay,
kids be dying.
Because if the third episode didn't have a content warning and this episode does, I was like, okay, I better strap in for this one.
They're gonna chop the children's in this one.
And then we get, that first shot, I thought that it was Alderaan at first. I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
that's
we're
what I
back on
thought, too.
Alderaan. We're going to see something with Bail maybe. And it pans out, and there's Jedi robes, and I immediately knew it was Anakin Skywalker.
And it was weird because it was like, it wasn't like with what we had in Book of Boba and we had in The Mandalorian where like a character shows up that you've been wanting to see and you're like, like, I was just in awe of the situation. I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, this is happening.
That was, same reaction for me.
It wasn't like a visceral reaction. It was just like this is it. This is happening.
The one thing that, and we're probably not going to get it, but the one thing that I wanted the most out of the show, and if the rest of the show was garbage, if they just gave me this one piece, I would have been happy. But I just want to see Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka in live action in their Clone Wars, or at least ish, you know what I mean? Outfits and just a quick bit of banter, maybe even a Captain Rex. You know what I mean? That for me, that was, if I just wanted that.
You might get a flashback like that in the Ahsoka show too.
The Ahsoka show
that would
is
be
coming.
fire, and they probably would have filmed that.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was this interview that this guy was doing with Hayden, and he was like, so how's your involvement on the Ahsoka show? And then Hayden just goes, so he went to say something, and then he pulled it back and just goes,
Oh.
I don't think I don't know about that one. I'm like, you were about to say something. He's definitely in it.
There's no way he can't be in the show.
Yeah. There's got to be
Absolutely.
Because I feel like right now, because everybody likes the new content, but with what we're seeing, people want to see like marks back to like the roots of it, kind of like what we're getting with Obi-Wan with that training scene. You're pushing along the story, but you're acknowledging where it came from in a visual aspect. That's just something that fans want to see. And yes, you can call it fan service all you want, but
it was good.
It was good.
But it was good.
I'm the fan and it served me. I liked it.
some more.
But I really like that this episode had a theme of like Vader and Obi-Wan know each other so well that they can predict each other's moves. And I like that there's a parallel of them training at the Jedi Temple directly paralleling to the actual conflict that they're having on Jabim. But yeah, it's
Jabim.
Yeah. I love the way
Can I
Vader
ask
says that.
Let me ask this. So there's been commentary, and I don't disagree, but people are saying that this Vader that we're seeing in Obi-Wan is still much more Anakin than the original trilogy, right? So I wonder, will we be left to believe that he's still... Will there be a transformation more towards the Darth Vader in the original trilogy, or are we to believe throughout the original trilogy he's still having like the thoughts, the flashbacks, the memories that he's having in this show? I wonder.
I think in this last episode we're gonna get something, because we get that dialogue between Ben and Vader on the Death Star. I was but to learn now I am the master. I feel like we're gonna get something that's Darth Vader's gonna lose again. And it's going to be something that he's going to have to marinate and sit on for like another like 8 years, 10 years. And he's just going to have to sit, and he's going to have to like meditate on it. And it's going to change him as a we're not going to see it. This isn't going to be like a Luke Skywalker to episode 5 to episode 6. It's going to be like that. We're not going to see it, but it's going to like, it's implied character building where it's like, he's going to learn from his mistakes. So that's what I think about it. I don't think we're going to see a transformation, but I know it's going to be implied.
But there'll be one that he's not the same character that we're seeing now, which would make sense.
He's still going to be angry, but he's going to be more level-headed about it.
So maybe this next conflict with Obi-Wan pushes him further to the dark.
Probably.
This might be what humbles Vader, because and makes him more like the original trilogy, because he's bound to be beaten by Obi-Wan. It's going to be a rematch. It might end in a draw, but I don't think that Vader is going to win, per se.
I don't think he's going to lose.
Because there's still that line in A New Hope where he says, I was but the learner, now I am the master. So I think that this kind of gets Vader to... I think he's going to use a lot of his rage and his anger in this fight with Obi-Wan, and I think that's what's going to be immediately... what's the word I'm looking for? Ultimately, let Obi-Wan slip through his fingers. So I think that that's going to be what humbles him and makes him realize that he can't let himself get that angry and get that unhinged anymore.
Do you think he's figured out that Obi-Wan is reading? He knows. I think he knows that Obi-Wan is reading him, and Obi-Wan is doing things that he would expect Anakin to have done through impulse and rage. And I wonder, will he figure that out? And will that,
Well, he's got Reva all
think he
figured out,
did.
so
Well, because he predicted that Reva probably wouldn't totally stay loyal to him. Because he acknowledges that in the fight scene as well, that he knew all along that, like, she wasn't totally loyal and that she might, like, eventually turn on him. I mean, such is the destiny of a Sith, is to turn on your master to become more powerful because you're so, like, into that in the first place.
More power, please.
So it only makes sense, in my opinion, that he is reading Obi-Wan through these interactions still and understanding. Because then if he didn't, then I feel like Reva would have got the upper hand.
I don't know. My biggest hope, though, is that, like, Disney or the mouse likes his money, and the fans are going so crazy over this. We may very well get a Vader series. Just to explore this farther and just to see the wrath of him and his development between now and
People want it so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I just want 10 episodes of him dragging civilians through the street and chopping off babies' heads. That's what I want. That's real Star Wars.
But he's like such a complex character, Anakin, and to be able to actually see that change.
Because
I
feel
there's
like
a lot of good content.
I feel like I wish that they would take what you see in Vader Immortal and they would move that into cinema, because that's such a niche thing that very few Star Wars fans really experience, and that's a big thing. The entire reason why we see Mustafar back to normal in Rise of Skywalker is because Vader's trying to bring Padme back to life. So it's not just Vader going around crushing babies the entire time. The whole story of that show could be him trying to figure out how to bring Padme back. And his entire regret about everything. Because Vader's not angry just to be angry. He's angry at himself. Like, he's mad at everything and himself. I think he hates himself most out of anything. So, I feel like...
If I can... that's one thing I don't want to see. I don't want to see him being all twisted up over Padme, and
well, that is his entire driving factor to be evil.
I know, but I don't want to see that. I would rather that be a chapter that's closed, and he's living. There are more than just the Padme thing that wrecked him as Anakin.
Now he's got the Padme Obi-Wan thing.
Yeah. Maybe if he finds like a picture of the two of them together, too cozied up,
I think that it would be cool to see either an animated show or a live action show just about Vader immediately after Revenge of the Sith. I want to see what Darth Vader has to do through like what Palpatine is telling him immedially after the movie ends. I want to see what,
like physical therapy, how to walk with prosthetic legs.
I want to see like how he, like what missions he gets sent on. I want to see Vader's fist in action. That's what I would like to see.
But when you think about A New Hope, like, the Empire is huge, and like they control the whole galaxy, yet they're obsessed with chasing these teeny little pockets of rebels. I mean, maybe that's going to be like the justification for it, because he knows where he finds those, he might find Obi again,
But
that would make sense.
Yeah. So I like that we get that, again, the parallel between the past and the present. And then I do like on top of that, too, the whole episode is you have Obi-Wan trying to decide whether he wants to protect these people or whether he, how he can protect these people. And then he's got, he's still got Leia with him. So he still needs to figure out how to get Leia off world. And even if that means he has to stay back, I think that Obi-Wan has a lot to think about very, very quickly. And the Empire wastes no time. They get to Jabim. Reva becomes the Grand Inquisitor for about 10 minutes. And then she sends about probably, I'd say, 60 or so stormtroopers down with a couple purge troopers. And it was cool to see. There's no way that you brought that to the set.
That exists.
Way.
Oh yeah, you don't know about
the
my
3
girl right
3/4
here?
Wyos
Oh,
Leia
yeah.
action figure.
Yeah, look at that face. Ooh.
You gotta show that off to the camera.
Oh yeah.
Let me bring
You
that.
want to run her over there real quick?
Yeah.
Be careful now. Be careful.
It's a collective.
She gets motion sickness.
That is the most revolting thing I've ever seen.
Nice toes.
Oh yeah! Woo!
Put the feet away.
Put the grippers away.
Their toes do.
Who let the dogs out?
I can't believe because this has been sitting in his workshop for years. I cannot believe that.
It's making its debut. Came out the jar just for today.
Came out the jar.
Right. Cleaned off.
Jar under lock and key. Yeah, but so Reva sends the troops down.
Sold it all, but you kept that.
Yeah, right.
Hey, 7/8 of it is gone. Only the fire pieces. Yeah,
Those grails.
Yes.
The real grails. But yeah, so we get down to Jabim and they lock themselves in, whatever. But then Lola, who is the tracker for how the Empire got to them, figures out how to, I guess, disable the door for them to all get out. So there's like this little subplot where Leia gets up in the shaft and she's trying to figure out how to get the breaker to work. So,
I didn't like that. There was something missing there. There was no... to me, that was one of the tiny little blips that pulled me out of the show for a minute was the vent. Oh, the vent. Ladder. Oh, ladder.
Venting.
Suddenly...
Among
Right?
Us?
She's sussy.
Everybody, Among Us in
Yeah,
Star Wars.
that's right,
Leia
yes.
is venting.
She vented.
is sus.
she's the imposter.
Stop. I think the dumbest part of that kind of plot line was when she gets out of the vent, two dudes start moving the ladder. I'm like, y'all are abandoning ship. Why are you messing with the ladder?
Right.
I think
right.
that was done. It was a quick, easy way to get her out of the situation
And to do
because
something.
she's been a central character this whole show,
Yeah.
and I think that they just needed her to do something.
This ain't about her.
Anything.
This one ain't about her.
To have this focus more on Obi-Wan, and it would be. Again, I think that they were keeping the fact that Leia's a 10-year-old in mind. You know, they don't want her in the middle of the fight watching everyone get shot and blown up and kamikazing themselves. And
all
yeah.
of that makes sense for the story, but
Yeah.
I'm just there was just maybe 2 or 3 lines of dialogue to tell me why the vent, why the like they just said the vent. Like
she had to do her tasks.
yeah, I know. I get it.
And
But-
Lolo's red.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
sussy.
red is bad. She was the red imposter.
We just lost half of our viewers.
But yeah, so they have this they have this little turret. They're blasting through the door, and I thought the turret was really cool.
You like that
I
gun?
thought the design was
Yeah.
really neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
They put 2 little grenades in there. Fire them at the
Well, those would be shells.
whatever, dude. It's all the same. They all go boom. So,
Nerds.
but
Actually,
yeah. So then Obi-Wan decides to try to buy some time by figuring out Reva's true intentions, and I did really like that sequence.
Yes.
I knew right from the get-go that when Reva said in the second episode that she knew that Vader was Anakin Skywalker, I was like, they're gonna explain this. I don't know why 3/4 of the Star Wars fandom was like, how did she know? That's a plot hole.
Can I just say there's a lot of conversations in this show that happen like right next to a person that should not be hearing anything of what's
Yeah.
going on. You know what I mean? In the Inquisitorium, you know,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
at the walls with the stormtroopers all around, you know.
Yeah, he's like, how? So I did like the scene though, and then we got more flashbacks, and I never thought that this would ever be in Star Wars. Well, they didn't like show it, but Anakin just.
No, they
cutting
showed
down-
it.
Yeah, they showed
No,
it.
they showed it.
Oh, they
He
showed
didn't have
it.
a scar in that. Did y'all see that?
Oh, yeah,
Really?
I did not see a scar. At
Really?
all. That was like the one I was watching it. And
So
I
it
was
wasn't
like,
actually Anakin.
Oh my gosh.
It was Darth Vader.
It was a Star Killer. It was Star Killer.
Yeah.
No, I went.
Jacob!
Oh,
Avalanche.
no. It's just what
You're doing
the entire
it.
Bible
Wow, the
verse.
power went out. Now we have an earthquake. What's next?
I'll pick some of them.
You want to know what's funny? Is I made a TikTok about the set, and somebody commented on it, and they said, "One earthquake and you're done."
Yeah.
So,
Luckily,
When did you do
you're-
that?
because I was saying it's not
Like a
Anakin.
couple days ago.
Oh, I made it on my account because some guy was
Oh.
like, my guy was like, I got divorced and my wife took all my stuff. I need some nerd stuff. So I was like, here's some stuff that you can buy.
That's so
No, he
funny.
cannot.
Right.
Not our stuff.
Yeah, not these ones. You can get copies.
You can get them online.
But yeah, I thought that the flashback was really well done, and I I was
Just leave him.
I mean, hey,
It's fine. I was just making sure they had all the accessories. Anakin's lightsaber fell out. You know, the last time we
Carpet
lost the
monster.
lightsaber blade.
Yeah.
or Blackjack.
Yeah.
He likes the taste of Black Series lightsabers,
He
from
loves
what
plastic.
I hear.
He loves plastic. Swallows them whole.
Why are you petting him? Sit down.
Don't tell me what I can do.
Wait. Yeah, so I thought the scene was really well done. Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
I liked it.
I like.
They're like, oh, Uncle Anakin's here. Ah!
Yeah, that was just insane.
I thought he was gonna help us, and then he's just.
And then Reva gives
Yeah.
this line again. I think it was made. She said it to try to get in Obi-Wan's head about where were you? You were his master. Why didn't you come save us?
My
I
man
don't
could have
think-
easily been like, I'm on Utapau.
I was
right,
off
he
ending
Dude,
the
I was
war.
clapping
Remember that
Grievous's
Grievous
cheeks.
dude? Remember him? You know, and this whole army. Remember that stuff?
Yeah, I was clapping Grievous's
El
cheeks on
Reva.
Utapau, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I was
El
not
Reva, El opinion.
L opinions.
Yep.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I don't think she was trying to get under his skin. I think that is her torture. That is her pain.
that is true.
That
yeah.
is what really tears her up inside, is that she was abandoned. She feels like she was abandoned.
I did
Yeah.
think that it was a lot cooler though, because I'm so tired of the Star Wars trope of the bad guy becoming good and joining the good side. I think that they've really tired it out, and I like what they're doing with Crosshair, and I like what they're doing with Reva, because it's not just, oh, I'm secretly good and I want to be a good guy on the inside, but I'm stuck on the bad side. It's like more of a like
I've killed kids. I can't come back.
she's hunting Vader. Like she wants revenge. And I'm like, okay, this is good. This is a good plot line because it's different than how many characters we've gotten now that are bad. Asajj Ventress, Agent Callus. You know, I could go, the list goes on and on and on of all these different characters that
Well
eventually
told,
turn
though,
good.
I'll say.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
stories
no.
were well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do you think this goes next with her character? What is she, now that she has this information?
She's gonna die.
What's her next move?
Well, the rumor mill, and again, this is just a rumor. The rumor mill is that there's going to be a Reva series on Disney Plus, but I don't see that happening. I think that Reva's story ends in this show.
I would like, because then why doesn't it carry over into Rebels? You would see her in Rebels if it did.
She's dead by Rebels.
Yeah.
And I think as well that my prediction for the last episode is that there's going to be a fight on a Star Destroyer, because they said at the end that the hyperdrive is broken on their transport. So the Star Destroyer is going to catch up to them, tractor beam them in, and Obi-Wan and Vader are going to have to fight on the Star Destroyer.
They're gonna take Obi-Wan to Mustafar, and we're gonna get the entire Episode 3 fight all over again.
And then Obi-Wan's going to get, and then Vader's going to put his Anakin robes over his Vader suit, and they're going to...
And then what if they literally just took the footage from Episode 3 and just went and you know, people would be like, yeah.
Actually, that would be super cool if as they're like fighting, it's like a parallel of like the old costumes and then the new costumes. And the,
I feel like it would be cool if they didn't show that, but if you put the footage side by side, it would be it.
Yeah. But then I think ultimately like Obi-Wan and everybody is gonna, or most of them, is gonna escape. And then Obi-Wan's gonna go back to Tatooine, and Reva's gonna be there waiting.
I hope Michael's okay.
Like, back to Reva, I was thinking about what could happen to her with her, possibly. And it's like, if she doesn't die, like if Obi doesn't kill her or Vader doesn't kill her, if she just survives, what other purpose could she have in life?
She'd be a rebel.
Other than maybe hunting younglings and trying to save them.
She is Princess Leia.
She actually, yeah.
Or like
She
kind
is-
of like a Count
she becomes a
Estes type
Jawa.
thing, maybe not with him.
She's the Suga.
She is, yeah. She consumes a Suga, and she's a Jawa now.
I think she saves younglings. That's her job, and then she goes to this like desert planet, and she's there, and some stranger comes up and says, "What's your name?" And she says, "Reva Windu."
Because you can do that.
Yeah,
Because you can do that now.
I was gonna talk about how in like the first action sequence that we have when the stormtroopers are like all attacking and whatnot, and then we see like the death of Tala to begin with. That was the first time in the show I felt emotionally connected, and I thought I didn't to Tala like at all, because I was like, dang, this is like genuinely sad that she's like dying and she's like giving her life.
I knew that I liked Ned B, and I knew that Tala was like, I was like, oh, she's actually a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
She's not just like a character that they threw in. Like a lot of these other side characters, I don't care about at all.
Yeah.
I don't like if Rokan dies, I don't care. If like when Wade when he died, I didn't care at all. Like if any of those people die,
What
like
about the fake Jedi? If he dies,
if Haja dies, I'll actually
if
probably be
Haja
upset.
dies, I will cry.
But
I will cry if Haja
but like
dies.
when she gets shot and Ned B starts getting shot, I was like, oh no.
Have you guys seen Aliens?
Yes.
Yes.
So that was totally a Gorman and Vasquez in the vent moment. Yeah. Except she didn't call Ned B. Tell him he was always in.
I was gonna say the blaster Ned B is using is the B1 battle droid blaster.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Really?
E5.
Because on my first watch through, they would know because we were all silent. I was like, "Ooh, that's the battle droid blaster," and I went just back to watching it.
It just dawned upon me that deluxe figure that we're getting for the Black Series is gonna be Ned B.
And I'm okay with that. That's awesome.
It just dawned
That's
upon me
fine.
that it's probably what it's gonna be.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
But I thought that the fight scene was cool. It was cool to see, like, once you get to watch it the second and third time, I kind of focused on, like, how everyone was, like, all those quick shots of people dying. You get to watch, like, rebels getting shot, and then, like, there's one stormtrooper that they throw over a table, and he's literally just spanking him with a wrench. I was like, what is that?
Like the Ewoks.
Michael gets shot.
Actually, shout out to Michael from Rex and Around.
For
He
making
played
it on the
a
show.
background character.
That was
in the
pretty
show.
funny.
It was super cool to see him in the show.
That's what happens when you're a Star Wars shill, and all you do is say nice stuff. You get to be on the show.
Yes.
Why am I not on
What about
Star
us
Wars?
real fans?
That's
What about the real fans?
I knew that happened.
See,
and
this
I
is why we
stay
say
mad.
nothing but nice things, because maybe we can be in Star Wars
Maybe
sometime.
I can be a good boy.
He didn't even have any lines. It was mid.
He had absolute drip though.
He got shot too.
Yeah.
The Gucci,
I've already started the custom
Balenciaga.
figure.
Yeah, the Dolce Gabbana coat.
The custom Michael figure.
The blue hat man.
Blue hat man.
But
That's pretty funny.
yeah, so we get that whole scene. They have to retreat, and then Tala sacrifices herself. It's very. I actually felt emotion there.
I did.
Yep.
And then Obi-Wan, they're like, "What do we do now? We got to get out of here." And Obi-Wan's like, "The fight is over." I was like, "Is he just giving up?" I was like, "What's he
damn,
doing?"
bro.
And then he knew. You have the flashbacks between Anakin and Obi-Wan. It's very Anakin episode 2, and I think Hayden did a great job of portraying the character accurately. He's still young. He's still a Padawan.
Didn't look young.
No, he did not.
Yeah, it was a little bit. But
No.
okay.
I didn't
What
care.
thoughts on that?
I didn't like it.
At first I was like, oh, he doesn't look young at all. And then I was like, well, duh, he got older. It doesn't matter.
I feel like it was. Did you have any?
I just didn't think it was necessary. He hasn't aged to the point where he doesn't look like completely different from his young self. So, you know.
Like you mean like Sylvester Stallone versus
Yeah.
when he was young to now? Yeah.
So to spend millions on that versus
Put makeup
getting the
on him.
effect of Vader ripping the ship apart,
Yeah.
I wonder
spent.
if it was done intentionally to give Hayden Christensen a little bit of actual face screen time without burned Anakin,
True.
burned Vader, without completely de-aged. You know what I mean? Like, I
That's a
wonder,
good
did
point.
they find a midpoint deliberately to give him a little bit of screen time?
I think what it probably was is they probably didn't do any de-aging effects because everybody already knew that Anakin was going to be in it. So if they sent it to like, because with all the stuff that they did for Luke Skywalker and The Mandalorian, they didn't send that stuff outhouse to get like done by an animation studio. They all did that within like a very small team. They would probably get sent out within like all the stuff gets sent out to different animation studios, to different VFX studios to do the work. So I think that might have been just like something they were like, this will probably get leaked, we'll just keep it to ourselves. Plus also, yeah, it makes sense for them to be like, let's just have his actual face and not plaster over it.
Do you
actually
think?
have him get screen time.
I feel like it was a little bit messed with, right?
Oh,
I mean,
no,
it wasn't
like
just.
Yeah.
It definitely,
Oh, yeah.
he had makeup on.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't care at the
But
I didn't,
digitally.
like, it looked.
I don't
I was
think
just
so.
like,
No?
that looks
No.
old, but I didn't care because I was too
Yeah.
busy focused on the fact that it was Anakin on the
I'm cool with
screen.
it. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan looked great too.
He
Yeah.
looked, he looked
yeah,
younger
he
than
looked
he
great.
he took his like actual picture like walking down the street. He looked younger than that. It's the makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't care that much.
Yeah.
So
No,
cool.
I didn't mind it at all.
So Obi-Wan goes, he lets himself get captured, and he tells Haja to hold on to his stuff. And I was like, oh, well, here we go. Someone's going to get lost. And so he goes, he talks to Reva, and he tries to convince her.
Yeah, let's do this together.
Yeah, let's do it together. Like a total polar. I was like, it's like Obi-Wan's in Maul's position in season 7. You know, Obi-Wan's trying to be the one to be like, let's work together.
Yeah, when he said, I'm bringing him to you, you could see her eyes light up like, oh, it's on. Like,
yeah. And you can see too, when she first sees him, she's almost like, you just gave yourself up. Like,
Obi-Wan Kenobi is ours.
So I think that the fact that she thought she even stood a chance means that people probably don't see Vader in action a lot in the galaxy.
I agree.
That she actually thought she had even a fraction of a chance. They must not see him.
I'll just kill him. Like, I'll just stab him when he's not looking.
Maybe could have ignited it on the way down instead of beforehand, so it gave him a second to be like.
My favorite is the fact that Vader was so underwhelmed by her attack that he not only did he not even pull out her lightsaber, he was just kind of like.
No effort. She's trying so hard
like
to
Matrix.
get a swing on him, and he just is not like.
He just dancing like the Backstreet Boys. He said, "Backstreet."
It was like young Neo against Morbius.
Morbius? The Marvel Legend?
Put that back on.
The greatest Marvel movie of all time?
Yeah, I thought that fight was awesome though.
Yeah,
and seeing Vader grab the transport and just pull that sucker down, and I was like,
that was like everybody was comparing it to Force Unleashed, and like when it happened, we were like, oh, like I never thought we would ever see that.
After that, I'm like, okay, you could definitely bring Starkiller into canon now, and the power level wouldn't be a question.
Well, because the difference is too, like Ahsoka did it in season 7.
But
she almost did it. If she wouldn't have been trying to, I feel like she could have done it if she wasn't trying to hold on to Rex, and she wasn't like getting pulled, deflecting blaster, and I think that she could have actually stopped Maul from getting away had not all those external factors been happening. So I thought it was funny though. My brother texted me. I asked him to let me know what he thought of the show, and he texted me, and in all capital letters he said, "Vader pulled a Rey on that ship."
That's funny though.
It just goes to show like he's younger, so that's his Star Wars.
Exactly.
He doesn't his thing. We jump to prequels. He jumps to sequels.
We jump to Starkiller.
We jump to.
But that was amazing.
Actually, mark your calendars because as of the day we're recording this, I released a review on this bad boy right here, the Imperial Senate Guard, and I actually said something nice about Starkiller twice in the review.
Damn,
I don't actually hate Starkiller. For those of you who think I hate him, but
I love him.
I hate him.
We need the next episode immediately.
We need it now. I need it to happen right this instant. And, then you get the whole thing. Haja drops the communicator. Leia, fixes Lola.
Yeah. Michael gets on the ship, thank goodness.
And, we get the whole scene where Obi-Wan realizes something's happening. Like, something's wrong. And Rokan's like, what's wrong, man?
What's wrong? Also, the hyperdrive is down. We are screwed. But what's wrong?
And he's like, we're good. We're chilling. And then Reva finds the communication. Now, I looked at the hologram. They purposefully made it so that you cannot see that it's Bail Organa.
Yeah.
But he gives the information about Owen Tatooine. And there was that whole scene in the first episode where Reva is talking to Owen Lars. So
now, oh my gosh, I know that guy.
We know that that's probably where Reva is headed next. But I did want to say, too, I thought that it was really cool that when Vader stabs Reva, they have a parallel of Vader stabbing her as a Padawan, as a youngling, and that was the same
disrespectful.
way. And the Grand Inquisitor, we almost missed that, dude. When he comes back, he was so disrespectful.
He was like, that was funny. Give me that.
We will leave you where we found you. In the gutter where you belong. I was like, oh, man.
Should have spit on her.
Bye.
That would have been the only thing worse.
Hello, third sister.
He talks so silly.
I love it, though. I love it. But I also think, too, that it just goes to show people were saying, I don't like Reva. I think she's annoying. It just goes to show that this was intentionally done by the writers because the Grand Inquisitor says, Your rage was useful, now it is tiresome. It just goes to show, even the people in the show think that she's annoying. Yeah. It's not just us as the viewers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. And they got a history of that. I mean, look what they did with Ahsoka when they started. Like, let's make her an annoying brat, and then we'll show some development, and you'll fall in love with her. Yeah.
So, but yeah. I overall, I know Jackson doesn't rate the show until it's over.
I don't.
But I give the episode a 10 out of 10 from me.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Purely on enjoyment.
Yeah, I'll give you my rating.
I'll go 9. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, 9.
9.
Nice. Well, is that all that we had for Star Wars discussions today?
I think so. I think that's all we have.
Other news.
We have a rumor. This is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. We won't know until Wednesday. That Obi-Wan Kenobi, so a Canadian theater, because the Obi-Wan Kenobi is getting a theatrical release in some Canadian theaters. Mm-hmm. There was a website for a specific theater in Canada that listed that Part 6 of Obi-Wan Kenobi would run 1 hour and 33 minutes. Yes. Would I love to see an hour and 33 minutes of Obi-Wan fighting Vader? Oh, yeah. I absolutely would. But I did see as well that some people were saying that included in that runtime, there's going to be part of the episode is supposed to be a Q&A with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen just talking about being on the show. It's a pre-recorded like Q&A, just talking about their experience on the show, being able to act together again, and all that. So I think that the show will probably run about 55 minutes. I think that the episode itself is probably going to be about 55 minutes, because then there's going to be about 5 minutes of credits, and then maybe like half an hour or so of of the Q&A.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Can we talk about Lego news?
But I have a question of the day. Question of the day. What would be your blaster of choice in the Star Wars universe?
Gun.
Call me a shill.
Pew pew.
And I'll stand on this hill for the rest of my damn life. But I'm going to choose Jango Fett's dual blasters. It is because of that, when Jake and I grew up playing Call of Duty, that I would use double pistol loadouts whenever we played COD. It doesn't make practical sense to use 2 pistols when I'm playing COD, but every single COD game since, I've tried to have a dual-wield pistol loadout solely because of Jango Fett.
I would want those for the sound effect alone. Even if they just made the sound.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Is that the gun? Is that the blaster you'd pick too?
No.
Okay.
No. You want to go down the line, or?
Yeah, we'll just go down the line.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm probably just gonna say DC-17.
Yeah.
Pistol, nice.
They're nice. I like them. Conceal carry.
You
can spin them. Cool. Captain Rex uses them. If we're going with character stuff, I don't know. It's the only one I can really think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, no. DL-44. If I'm going with a pistol, I'm going DL-44. Han Solo's gun. That was my favorite thing growing up, and I have it on the wall over there somewhere. So.
DL-44, the most powerful blaster in the universe.
The most broken thing in Battlefront 2017, 2015, whatever it was.
I'm best with a shotgun. If it flies, it dies. So I want a full-size blaster.
That was in Mando.
I can swing.
Yeah,
the shotgun.
Get the laser shotgun
in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's cool. True.
In the Ahsoka episode. Yeah.
I'm going E-22. First scene with the shore troopers in Rogue One, and then reused in Mandalorian. We've seen them a third time somewhere else as well, but it's like the Stormtrooper E11, but with a double barrel on it. It has a nice flashlight on the side. Friend of mine who's a 501st member as well, he 3D printed a sick one, and I have it. Nice. And I have a shore trooper costume.
And it has the flashlight on it.
Yeah, it has the flashlight on it, a real one.
Show and tell.
I know. It's on the Discord. It's on the Discord. In the
join that Discord. Section. Join it right now.
Join the Discord. But I just love that blaster, and it's my motivation to keep moving on this shore trooper costume that's been stalled for ages.
I'm trying to find the name of the Death Trooper blaster.
Oh yes,
I know exactly.
E11D.
Yeah, that's short one, not the long.
The longer one. Yeah.
No, that's
the shorter one.
Yeah.
That blaster, it just looks cool. Yeah. It sounds
another
cool.
Rogue One.
I love it in Battlefront 2. It's my favorite blaster in that game. It is amazing. It is perfect, and that would be the one that I would choose. Not too big, not too small.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Very good, very nice.
Very cool, very nice.
Let us know in the comments below which gun you're packing in the Star Wars universe.
What heat you packing?
You got it on loud? Let's find out.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
there's not a silenced blaster, is there?
No.
Why would you want that?
Yeah.
You want to hear the sound.
I mean, Padme's is pretty quiet.
True.
The little silver starship looking one.
Yeah.
That's true.
The N22.
So so let's just we got Lego news, Jacob. We got some Lego news, don't
What
we?
do we have Lego news?
we have the ATTE finally got revealed at LegoCon on Saturday. It looks so good. I can't wait to lose all of my life savings on it. There's that, and then we also got Cad Bane's ship, the Justifier. And oh boy, that one looks way better than I thought it was going to.
It looks so cool.
It
It's
looks
just fire.
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. And we get the Omega minifigure with it. We get the Cody minifigure finally. So I'll probably be getting 2 of the ATTEs, one to keep in the box, just because I know it'll be
Yikes.
worth $1 bajillion.
I'm getting 2. I know that you should.
One for
You
the
gotta
jar.
you gotta open 2.
Gotta play
I'm
with
gonna
them.
get the one. That's all.
I really looked at it and I really was like, oh, I really want to buy this. And then I was like, you know what? I bought the UCS gunship and then I didn't have anywhere to put it. So I had to get rid of it. So that's the thing with Legos is like, they're cool. I like building Legos, but then as with action figures, I can pose them. When it comes to Legos, there's a lot less I can do with them.
You have an ATTE, the Rebels one.
I
You find the instructions and rebuild it.
Yeah, right.
Here's what I'm doing at least as well, because space is my big thing. So until I can figure out space, I'll buy the ATTE, but keep it in box, because I know in the future I'll want to display it in my house in some capacity. So I feel like I'll get it and just keep it until I feel comfortable
In your
with the
house?
area.
Fella, you got a wife.
2 years.
2 years. And then he's out.
He's out.
Yes, that I'm out.
Oh, we can explain the collection to his
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I won't be in the room.
We'll have
Four
a
walls of
prequel
decals.
trilogy room, original trilogy room.
No, that'll become my Lego room.
Mando room.
It'll be the Lego room.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, what I had on here was leaked images of the minifigures, but then since the power outage, now it's
Now it's official.
now you got the
thank
official
goodness.
There's
images.
commercials showing them.
So now I can
all.
actually flash images on the screen with
Yeah.
leaked
Do you have
images
the
that gets
handle?
taken down.
I think the Justifier's like 170 though, which I think is
160.
Yeah, it's like 169.
Same price as the Moff Gideon's light cruiser.
Mhm. But Moff Gideon's light cruiser was like 1,200 pieces, where the Justifier's only like 1,000. I'm like, I don't know. It's because there's that price hike. Lego came out with a statement not too long ago. They're like, guys, we tried our best to keep the prices down, but it's just not possible anymore. They're like, we know we're expensive, but we have to go up. We're sorry. So at least
They were honest.
at least they gave an apology, and they were like, we really tried for the longest time to keep our prices the same, but we just can't anymore. It's affecting our profit margins too much. We have to push it up a little bit.
You know,
Whereas
what's funny
Hasbro's
about
just like, hey guys, it was $20 and now it's gonna be 30. Bye.
Well, the best part about the Legos is that the price goes up. They're already expensive, of course, but the price goes up. You can actually buy them and have them instead of being told a year ahead, and then your pre-orders get canceled and they never arrive in store.
Yeah, they'll be in stores for like the longest time. Cause like I don't know why I used to try really hard to get Legos on day one. I was like, I won't be able to get it if I don't get it on day one, because I was so used to Black Series. I'm like, oh wait,
Right.
I can wait a month and find it everywhere.
Yes.
So I might not be the first to have it, but I'll get it.
Oh yeah.
That's how I am with the N1 Star. I have to get the N1 Starfighter before August 1st because the price is jumping up on it.
Oh, wow.
So here's the tip. If there's a pre-order available right now for Lego, they take your money right when you pre-order, not when it ships. Pre-order half the stuff now, so that way you're not paying more for it later.
True that.
So
I think didn't Watermelon Outpost in the Discord just pick up that N1 Starfighter?
I think he
Mando
did from
Starfighter?
Disneyland.
From Disney,
yeah.
I want to pick up
sick.
the August is going to be crazy for Legos because we have the Obi-Wan sets minus that platform that I'm not going to get, and then we have the Justifier,
$50 rock.
Then we have the ATTE, and we have BD1. All of those are all over $100.
Yeah, Papa Gord built the N1 already.
Yeah, I
it's
saw
cool.
that.
I know.
You're gonna be working. You're gonna be working.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
In Hot Toys news,
Yes.
there was a reveal, a tease, should I say, for a Hot Toys 1/6 scale Cad Bane
I
from the
did
Book
see
of
that.
Boba Fett.
That looks like an
Oh, the
cool.
silhouette.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. That's, I mean, there's
Very
not much to say
exciting.
on it except for the fact that it's gonna look really cool.
Oh,
And if I'm getting the
Just as
Boba
fire.
Fett, I might have to get. No, I'm not actually gonna.
Oh, you're not?
I mean,
Oh.
I mean, no.
Yeah, if you got to choose,
I mean,
the
what about
Bark
Apple? What about
Speeder-
Yeah, I know. I'm
The
probably.
ATRT.
You gotta have your Boba Fett
Oh,
fight.
okay.
Yeah.
I have to get the ATRT. I can't not get that.
Mhm.
In Wax Series news,
Yes.
we start off. There were some people found the Walmart exclusive Holiday Scout Trooper in store in this past week, which was weird because Christmas in July, I guess.
It's nowhere else. 'Cause
It's
I've been
only in
checking
a
to
couple stores, which means that they have it in a distribution center, sitting, and it's Walmart.
Well, like all those go to like a specific retailer. Like
Yeah.
Last time, I'm sure they all have them and they're sitting on them for Christmas, and Walmart's just like, yeah, we don't care.
Walmart not caring.
That's weird.
Walmart not caring seems to be the theme of today's Wax Series segment. In other news, Yakface did let us know that there are 36 new code names added to the Black Series database, which means 36 new individual figures have been put into their database. So I guess that's cool. More figures coming. It's exciting.
At least 4 waves, because there's that Obi-Wan wave that's coming really soon.
Yes.
There's Ayla Secura's wave, and then the wave after that, the only figure in it is Tala, and then Banana Inquisitor is the
Banana
one
Girl.
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw Yakface posted yesterday that he got in hand half of the new Obi-Wan wave.
Yeah, the figures are already
they're coming.
But
here
did you see he
fast.
paid $35 for each
saw
figure?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's nuts.
yeah,
I would not. I mean, well, I probably
wanted them
would.
first.
I probably would pay it. I mean, if I saw them at a comic book store, I'd probably pay it.
yeah,
Yeah.
to get him first.
Yeah.
If I'm in Taiwan and I see them, I'll pick them up.
Yep.
How do we get an Ayla figure? Gross, disgusting Ayla, and not get a Wyoslia. I don't. What is going on? What is happening
We're still
in this
on.
world? You know.
I'm gonna eat this.
Anyway, individually articulated
Put it in my
toes.
mouth.
Shake
Do
that.
not do that. Do not do that.
I just eat Wyoslia.
Yeah, you become Wyoslia.
Just wow, just turned into it.
And then also for Obi-Wan Wednesdays this past week, we had 3 new Black Series reveals. We had the Tala figure, and which the actress that plays Tala did not like one bit.
Yikes!
But I think that's because it's computer renders of the figure
Yeah.
instead of like actual images. I would love to see her Rebel outfit. I hope that they do that one
Well,
too.
how easy was it to just?
Well, they actually did new sculpting. This
whole
This
body?
one has single jointed
Yeah,
knees.
out of the
single,
basement
yeah.
pointed that out. It's a
Yeah.
completely different body, so a lot of people who make customs are going crazy because
It's a
this
female
is the first
body.
female officer we
Right.
have.
Yeah.
So now you can do any other female officer. So think about the name's escaping me. Governor Price. You can do a bunch of other people.
The one girl from Force Unleashed.
I can't wait to paint it white and make it why can't I remember her name? The girl from Thrawn.
Of course, it had to be Thrawn.
Governor Price.
Come on,
No,
bro.
I'm trying to think of the Chiss girl.
At any rate.
Can't remember her name. Admiral Arlani. There we go.
And then we also had 2 new Walmart exclusives, which were, of course, they had to get the Purge Trooper from Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then they had J1AC, which was that Forlom bounty droid from
At least those
Dayu.
pre-orders were easy, right?
Yeah, I had such a great pre-order experience.
Remember when it went through and you got it?
Yeah, and then it's
when
not
the
like
pre-orders actually went up.
it's not like I'm still waiting on pre-orders through Walmart that I got that I put over a year ago now, almost a year I should say, and everyone around me has gotten them, but I haven't gotten them.
Stay mad.
I am mad. I am going to stay mad because Walmart consistently drops the ball over and over again. We all waited around on the 17th when it was supposed to drop, and then sneakily on StarWars.com the next day, no one said anything about the date changing. It just showed up on Obi-Wan Wednesdays that the date is now July 21st at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh.
So cool. I guess just forget it. No comment from Walmart. No comment from Hasbro. No comment from Lucasfilm.
It's the corporate way. Don't apologize.
Yeah, and we're still gonna all buy them. So
Yeah.
they still make their money. Oh well.
Yep. Oh well.
But that's pretty much all we have. Before we end real quick, I have a gift, a Father's Day gift for you, sir.
Ours is easier. He doesn't have to unwrap it, so I'll just present it.
Father's Day
Or
gift.
he could just let him do it.
might have to like.
Has he seen it yet?
No, he has not.
Wait,
seen
what?
This yet. What? This is your gift.
Come on, man. This is good.
You gotta grab it like this. You gotta get it like this.
Get those little baby fingers in there. Hey!
That's awesome.
Is this the one?
Bad Batch 4-pack, the TVC Amazon exclusive Bad Batch 4-pack.
Nice.
Is this the one I told you to give me?
No, I
You
saw.
got your own? You got another one?
I got a second one like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I saw that they had it back up available on Amazon,
Okay.
and it was discounted.
You
So
guys
I was
check
like,
this out?
I gotta buy that immediately.
When
That's awesome.
Tommy got his,
How's
I told him that it's terrible. Give it to me.
I think that in the first 24 hours of me having it, he tried to buy it off me like
Oh yeah.
3 or 4 different times.
Yeah, I looked for a good opportunity. I think he had some car repairs coming up, and I hit him up. Hey, I could hook you up if you we do a little swappy swap.
Yeah, so it's all minty and
Yeah,
it's
it's beautiful.
Pulling out of the fridge there, buddy.
So I mean, I know you're normally an opener, so
Well, I used to be 2 of each.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now what I'm actually
So
what I've been
just buy
doing.
another and open it.
I know.
Right?
There have been some really cool 3 3/4. You youngins call it everything TVC now. Tommy brought up the one time that it never was TVC. They were just Star Wars figures. Anyway, I digress. The point is that the real reason, and this being Father's Day, I guess this is appropriate to reveal, is that the reason I've been, when I see like cool clones and cool droids and things like that come out in the 3 3/4, I've been buying them when I can and putting them away because one day I may have grandchildren that would want to play with some cool Star Wars toys and also open them.
Yeah.
So I'm not collecting them to like resell them or
So Tommy, get on it. Make some grandkids.
not too soon now.
Pumping them out.
Not too soon.
Pump
now.
them out.
Pump them out quick.
But yeah, so they would have the experience of being able to open up a new figure that came out before they were even alive.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
But thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course. Happy Father's Day, sir.
Yeah, thank you. It is now.
And then they lose the blaster 10 minutes later. You're like, what did you do?
Carpet mods. Yeah. Get out! Get out of my house! You ruined it! Put white gloves on.
Ours isn't as grandiose, but still is cool. We got our father, the archive.
Hey,
Ever.
awesome.
All right.
With the improved base sculpt, too.
Yeah.
Papa Palps for Papa. All right. That's awesome. Yeah, I've got the one on the throne, but I wanted a second one to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do the
awesome.
lightning hands.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's really
Sweet.
cool. Oh, he's getting open for sure.
You want to do it right now?
Sure.
Oh, you can take the lightning from the throne, right? And
Yeah.
use it. Yeah.
And then I guess we'll go into pickups, right?
Yeah.
I'll go last. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm on the left.
So I got, again, you've probably seen the review, the Imperial Senate Guard. Picked this up. I was at GameStop with Jacob the other day, and I saw this guy swinging on the peg, and I went, you know what? Give me that guy.
Yeah.
And then I also got, this is the last of the 3 TVC ARC Troopers from Battlefront 2.
Banger.
Jackson got these in the mail. He bought one for himself, one for me.
Yep.
And yeah, those are my pickups. Very, very happy.
So I had we had a huge haul between the 3 of us.
Yeah.
So my pickups from that haul was I got the Commander Wolf figure
Beautiful.
finally, and I also got the red box Anakin. I don't have him on me right now. I had him in my backpack because I brought him with me down to my girlfriend's house yesterday. I was playing with it when I was bored. So I got that, and then I finally got this nice minty on-card Hawk. It's nice and fresh in the box.
You can't do that!
It was nice and minty.
Was.
Great. Now you can't buy a first house.
Only pulled it out by the legs. Ew.
You don't pull it by the
That
legs?
fresh plastic smell.
Can I smell it?
Does he have forward-facing pin for rocker?
You want to hit?
Yeah, does he have you want to hit?
So
Dad, do you want to talk about your 2 big pickups at the front of the table?
Oh yeah,
I'll go into mine.
we were scouting around some local collectors that were bailing on some of their collections, and we found this Obi Hot Toy. I think it's from like 2008.
It's a sideshow.
Yeah, it's a sideshow.
Silly.
Before Hot Toy. The face sculpts back then weren't as good as they were right now, but it was pretty much giving it away prices, so we had to snag it.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked really cool, posed next to Cody up on the shelf. And then they also had this Vader. This is not a sideshow or a Hot Toy. It's kind of like that
Old Django.
old Django figure.
12-inch, right?
12-inch
Yeah,
figure.
Yeah.
And the Vader helmet's kind of wonky on it, but the Anakin face is kind of cool. So
Yeah, and you can undress it and make it Anakin, but you have to like undress the whole thing and like get
it's
it
kind of
nude.
freaky.
Yeah.
Does he have abs?
I was wondering if he had his lightsaber molded.
Does he have toes?
Oh, he does. We peeped those.
And you didn't send me pictures?
But yeah, for $15, we couldn't go wrong with that.
$15 for that? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a steal.
Yeah.
I'll stand up for this. So got the last two of the ARC Troopers that I needed from Tom. Tom got me the Big Bad One exclusive. So we hooked each other up with those. And then we were very lucky recently. We found a collector who's parting ways with a good portion of his collection. So I picked up a lot of grails I thought I would never ever get. So these are all out of box, mind you, as well. So I have the red box version Rex.
Heck yeah.
Never thought I would get that in a million years. The Emperor on the throne.
Very nice.
I have the Shadow Trooper set.
Heck yeah.
And then to
Tell him
top it
yes,
off,
there he
Jabba.
is. There he is.
Hey, baby, put them toes out.
So yeah, I was extremely fortunate. I mean, from what it seemed, this guy was just trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff quick. So again, very, very lucky to get a lot of this. I was very excited as well.
Awesome.
And then you probably couldn't see it throughout the entire show because of the way I'm sitting, but I also got my next Star Wars tattoo. It's
Word.
Nara and Arabesh. I got it for Jacob. This is a piece I was planning on getting forever.
Wow.
ago,
Nara. It means brother.
Wow.
Very
That's
nice.
me.
Very cool.
so-
Anywho, I think that's all for today's episode.
Yeah,
It is
that is
indeed.
it. Thank you
Thank you all for watching. Once again, we'll just reiterate
A
it.
Father's Day special.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the
Yes.
fathers out there in Star Wars
Absolutely.
land.
Mhm.
Yes.
Actually, do we have any closing remarks from the two fathers on the show?
Dude. I have a spiel I need to get into.
Yeah, I would have a little. Oh,
Why
yeah.
don't
Oh,
you
my
show them
gosh.
right, make them watch Star
That's
Wars.
right.
I would say,
You want to win?
Master Sean,
Subscribe.
our Padawans are full Jedi Knights.
They are.
So well done. Well done.
I did want to say very sincere thank
Yes,
you
thank
to
you all for coming on.
to both of you for being on the show, and specifically to my father for not just giving me the obsession that is Star Wars, but also for I would not have become such good friends with these two if it were not for Star Wars. I would not have this podcast where I have this awesome community of people if it were not for you passing the torch to me. All the time that I get to spend with you talking about action figures, costumes, movies, shows, and my fondest memories as a child come from the toys that I got that you would find for me at the store and the time that I'd spend playing with them. And so, again, it's the sincerest thank you to you for making that such a big
To
part
be
of my
fair, I
life.
found all those toys for us.
Amen, brother.
But yeah,
Yeah,
get off
thank
my
you for having
soapbox
us.
now.
This was actually my second appearance. The first time was my better half.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
That's such a
yeah.
long time ago now.
I was crawling under the table, fixing the camera.
That was pretty funny, actually.
That was,
Oh my
and then
goodness.
What was it? Just like your back was seen? I don't remember.
It's like his rear end. You
Just
could
my
just
tail
see
feather,
crawling
yeah.
under the table. That was like one of our first episodes too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
now y'all have to go back and find that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys are gonna
Or
have to go
not.
back.
That's a classic.
Mhm.
And then Jackson has a big announcement.
Yes. So unfortunately, by the time this episode comes up, I will have gone.
Thank goodness.
I will be gone from the show for quite some time now. I can't guarantee how active I'll be. I'm going to try to continue to watch and listen to the show. I mean, I should be able to use Discord, but obviously I'm not going to be like, hey, I'll be on it every day. I'm really going to have to see my schedule when I get there and all that.
You want to tell everybody where you're going?
I've said it before, I'm traveling to Taiwan, so maybe I'll get to see some of these Black Series figures already being sold by collectors there. I was going to try to hit up some of the different toy shops in Taipei City when I get there, so thank you all so much for tuning into the show. I was very much happy to be a part of it for a while, but I'm very, very sad that I'm going to be gone.
A brief hiatus. You'll be back.
I will be back.
You better be back.
Or we're gonna have to go on a special ops
China
mission
takes over, I will not die.
Jackson.
I will fight to the end.
That's a long paddle,
Putting
man.
these Clone Force 99 helmets to use.
Yeah, we're going to get him, man.
So this is a wonderful time to announce that we have a new person filling in for Jackson on the podcast. It's your mom.
Joe
Biden. So,
Perfect dad joke for Father's Day.
But thank you everybody again for watching this amazing episode of the 1313 podcast. Again, if you subscribed, you have your chance of winning this Bad Batch Rex figure or the 212th Battalion figure. And for those in the Gungan Boss tier on our Patreon, we will be giving this away
on July 1st.
Yep. So be sure
join the Gungan Boss tier if you want to get your hands on these monthly giveaways.
Yeah,
don't be stinky poo poo heads.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot.
Don't be Wyos Leah. Join the Patreon.
Hey!
Whoa.
Thank you, everybody, and we will see you all next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Dun 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 hum da da hum da da hum dum dum da hum da da hum da da dum dum da dum da bado 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 hum da dum hum da da hum dum 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 hum dum da dum hum da da hum dum da da hey hum da dum da dum da hum da dum da dum da dum da dum 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 dum